Hello everybody. Hello Dumelang. Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I do apologize for being away for so long. For those that don't know, I've been dealing with a lot. I lost my grandmother about 3 months ago, so it's been very difficult to navigate grief and life and work. Everything has just been so busy and demanding, so I did what I know works for me, which is just to detach from everything and deal with my emotions. And I can't say I'm 100% or even 20% at this point, but I think I am well enough to maybe attempt some sort of going back to some normalcy in my life, which includes recording content for you guys. So look, if I disappear for a bit again, please do forgive me. Turn on your notifications just so you can then know when I do upload, but I'm gonna try be as consistent as I can going forward. But it's been a while, so maybe introductions are unnecessary. If you are new to my channel, my name is Dumi Baloi and this is Miss Dumi Speaks Life with me, Dumi Baloi. Today I thought we should tackle something that I know a lot of my friends, a lot of the people that I surround myself with are very curious about. And because I am a newlywed, I've been married for 2 years and a couple of days now. Bona, my marriage is a toddler. But I've been married for 2 years now, and there's sort of things that I've learned how to navigate that my friends who are not married or people who are interested in getting married one day wonder about, and they ask me questions about. So I thought maybe let me just tackle it on my channel just so everyone knows, it's out there. Look, I'm not an expert, and I'm going to be speaking from experience, not only just my experience, but the experience of other newlyweds, maybe in my family or in my friendship circles. And when we discuss these things, these are the things that come up. But without further ado, today I'm going to be speaking about just navigating the relationship that you have with your in-laws, right? A lot of times people struggle, and I know that this, other than the core relationship that you have with your partner or your husband, the other most important relationship is the relationship with family, because one of the core purposes of marriage is to expand the family, and you join each other's family. You more as a wife join your husband's family, and you learn their ways, and you're sort of integrated into that family. He is integrated into your family to some extent, but I'm mostly going to focus on the side of you as a wife integrating into your husband's family. Some of the things that cause tension with your in-laws include you wanting to maybe come with your family's way of doing things, and insisting that family does things the way you do it, right? I think more than anything, you need to be willing to be teachable, have a teachable spirit. You get in there, people are raised a certain way, they do things differently, they have their own customs, and it would be very surprising if when you get in, people all of a sudden change their ways in order to accommodate you. Mostly you need to sort of learn how to navigate, how to fit into that family, right? I'm not saying that you should overall change yourself, but for example, when I go to my in-laws, right? When I go to my mother and father-in-laws, where my husband is from, I have sort of had the understanding that I can't wake up at a certain time, When I am at my house, I can wake up at 11 o'clock, do whatever I want. However, I'm respectful enough to know that when I'm there, what is expected of me, and expectations don't even have to be that people are trying to, I don't know, be hard on you or be very difficult. But sometimes you just observe how people work. Like, for example, my mother-in-law and my father-in-law wake up super early, right? While I don't wake up as early as them, right? I'm not going to be up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. or whatever time that they wake up. I will at least ensure that I'm up at a reasonable time. You know, I'm not going to now wake up at 9, 10 o'clock just because at my house, this is how we do it, you know? And it's different because when I'm at my family, at first, when I was younger, my grandparents used to insist that we wake up very early, you know? They used to insist on a 6 a.m. we're up, even on weekends, you know. I remember I used to go buy the newspaper for my grandfather, and I would be up bright and early, 5:45, and, you know, brush my teeth, go to the shop, buy my grandfather's newspaper and come, and I'd be up for the day, right? Now that we're older, my grandparents, well, sadly my grandmother has passed away, but my grandparents were more lenient, and they'd allow us to wake up at any time as long as we did whatever we needed to do. So what my aunt and I or my sister and I would do is at night we would clean up, we'd even cook food, whatever, we'd prepare and leave the house in a state that we can wake up as late as we want the next day. The difference is, on my husband's side of the family, it's different, you know. You can see that people are waking up early, so why would you want to be the odd one out? You know, why would you want to be the one that is singled out or is treated special, you know? So you need to know that if you're going to integrate in that family and be considered as one of them, ultimately you need to do your part in order to not be singled out, you know. So if I woke up at 10, you know, I'd be known as that girl. And I don't think my in-laws, Shane, God bless their soul, they're very sweet, I wouldn't think that they would have an issue as such, but like over time I'm sure it would start being problematic. If other people are visiting, for example, then would I then change my routine? So I might as well get used to waking up at a certain time. And like I said, I don't wake up super early. It's a reasonable time, and it's not as early as my mother-in-law and my father-in-law would, but it's also still a decent enough time to be able to help out wherever I can. And when I do wake up, I get into the thick of things. I like whatever she's doing, I'll try assist her, or I'll do whatever it is that I planned on doing that day. If it's cleaning, I'll start there, or if it's making breakfast, I'll start there. But yeah, essentially, don't try be singled out. Learn the ways of your in-laws and try as much as possible to fit into what they do, or like plug in to what they do. There's a lot of things that have to fit in order for your relationship with your in-laws to work out, and I think I'm probably best example of all these elements coming together for me to have a great relationship with my in-laws. I don't think I've said this, but like I get along with my in-laws so well. I don't think I have any issues with anyone in my husband's family. And then with my mother and father-in-law, the relationship is like very good. Like they are the sweetest people. They are very kind. They extend so much grace, and yeah, like they do treat me as a child in that family. I think it does help that my husband comes from a very small immediate family. His nuclear family is very small. It's him and his sister, his mom, his dad, and then they do have brothers from the dad's previous relationships before he got married to my mother-in-law. But yeah, so for the most part, they're a very small and close-knit family. My sister-in-law lives in New Zealand, which makes it even smaller, you know. So when I do visit my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, it's just us four. So it would be me, my husband, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law in the house. So it makes it, I guess, a little bit easier to navigate because there's not a lot of siblings, but I get along with all my husband's siblings, but there's not a lot of siblings and dynamics that come with that. However, my husband is also part of a big extended family. He has a lot of cousins. He has a lot of cousins and aunts and uncles, and those people come with their own families as well and their own dynamics as well. So although he is from a small nuclear family, his extended family is very big, and I think they are also very close. They show up for each other. There are striking differences between my husband's family and my family. For example, my family is very small, right? Even with the extended family, while we do have cousins, we have sort of built a very intimate relationship amongst ourselves, and we have built a cocoon where we live just us. And most people would say but it's just that we're very comfortable with our very close knit family, very small, and for the most part that's how we've kept it. His family is very different, like they're all connected somehow. They all show up for each other's things. So for example, if there's a funeral of someone's aunt, they all go. I remember when my maternal grandmother passed away a few years ago, my husband had just started with the lobola process, so it wasn't complete. So not a lot of people knew about him, about his family. And I didn't expect his family to come to that funeral because, I don't know, like there wasn't, I don't know, things are not concluded. There was a initial meeting, and they were still going to come and do the other processes for us to be officially married. I hadn't met his parents in person at all. And so you could imagine my shock in the morning. I was expecting my husband, obviously, but you can imagine my shock in the morning where I was in the car and I look and I'm like, is that Kensani's mother and father? So a lot of people came. His family came through. His mother, his father, his aunts, his cousins, like so many people showed up at my grandmother's funeral. And that's the difference. Like my family would be a little bit shy to show up like that. They'll be like, oh no, we don't know. Do we do it? Do we not? But his family showed up. So striking differences. I've also had to learn that the way they relate to each other is very different, and I've had to learn to relate a little bit better. I haven't taken the stance that just because our family does things in a particular way, I'm going to not do things in their way or learn their way of doing things. If showing up is very important to my husband's family, I have learned that's exactly what I need to be doing. So yeah, learn to navigate your way through your in-laws family. Learn to do things that also put you in a great light and make you represent your family well. The other thing is that don't involve yourself in conflict. Like, it doesn't matter who's fighting. It could be your husband and their sibling, for example. You are not to immerse yourself in that conflict, because the nature of families is that we fight and we forgive each other, we get over things, we work through things. And when you get into the family and you choose sides and you swear at people or you fight battles that you know nothing about, what you then risk is that you will be left with that battle yourself, and the people that were actually in conflict with each other will resolve their conflict, but they'll never forget what you said or what you did in that moment. So learn to be a builder, learn to be someone who contributes positivity and, I don't know, encourages harmony and peace in the family. We are the peacemakers of our marriages, and that extends to the extended family, your in-laws. Learn to be a peacemaker. Don't get in and fight everyone, because I'm telling you now, while they can forgive each other, while they can forget who said what to who, it is very difficult to forget what a person did to who is outside of a family. We bear in mind that yes, you are family, you're a new family member, you are integrating yourself into that family, but you're also still an outsider in the sense that you are still also getting to know them and they're getting to know you. So don't make that difficult for yourself. So if you have to maybe give counsel to your husband as to how to deal with a certain situation, do it in private. Like, don't, when he's there screaming at his cousin who drank his milk and you're like, yeah, you cousin, vele uyalo. No, don't do it. Like, be peaceful. Like, one thing I've learned from my mother-in-law is that that woman is peaceful. Like, that woman is peaceful. Everyone gets along with that woman. No one has anything terrible to say about that woman. She is so peaceful, you know. She doesn't take sides. If she really is, because now obviously she's very entrenched in the family, so if she is called upon to speak her mind or say her piece, she's still very diplomatic about it. She's still very respectful to everyone involved. And I think that's the one thing I'm going to take from her, or that I'm learning to take from her. I will absolutely not be involving myself in any of the family fights, whatever. Maybe I'm speaking because I'm new to this family and I'm young, but I will not be involving myself in any kind of family drama. However, this part right here is key, right? Your husband needs to stand up for you, you know. If you have an issue with whatever it is that is going on, or how you're being treated, or how you're being spoken to by a particular person, instead of being very confrontational, seek your husband's guidance on how to deal with the situation or how to navigate that situation. Husbands, I think if you are dating someone for marriage and you guys are planning to get married, please like make sure that they have people in their corner that are going to teach them how to navigate being a husband, because it's very important for your husband to stand up for you. One thing that is key is how your husband protects you in situations where you cannot protect yourself. If you are going through something, someone is speaking to you in a particular way, or treating you in a particular way that you don't feel comfortable, you need to have that sort of relationship with your husband that he would know that he needs to step in and protect you. If you're planning to get married with someone, please make sure they have people in their corner that teach them how it is that they need to protect you as your wife. My husband, for one, would absolutely protect me through anything. I trust that, you know, I trust that I have that option. I don't need to be confrontational with anyone in his family. I don't need to fend for myself or fight for myself, because he will do that for me. He will definitely step in, and he would know the right way of doing things. He would know how to speak to people. He would know how to bring things up and how to resolve issues without bringing me into disrepute in any way. He will always uphold my image and my dignity and how people perceive me in the family. So I think it's very important that your husband also plays a very big role in making sure that you gel with his family and making sure that he protects you, and even protects you from yourself. I remember a situation where I took on a conflict that he had with one of his family members, and I took it to heart and I wanted to carry it. And he is the one that actually said to me, you know what? You are not a part of this. You have nothing to do with this. When you see that person, you embrace them as if you know nothing about the situation. And that's exactly what I did. So I think the point is, your husband needs to be mature enough and connected enough to know what to do in any given situation with his family. You need to be able to be the bridge between your family and his family, and he needs to do likewise. But anyway, I think I've said enough. Tell me how you are navigating your relationships with your in-laws, and if you are planning to get married, what it is that you maybe fear when it comes to navigating a new relationship with your in-laws. I know that friends have told me that, you know, I'm so used to doing things in a particular way, and it scares me that I'm going to have to learn a completely different way of doing things. So let me know in the comment section what it is that you will be doing to navigate your relationship with your in-laws. And if you're in a difficult situation with your in-laws, I hope that you get the courage to speak to your husband about the boundaries that you have and how it is that you are being treated and how it is that you would like seeing the situation resolved. But anyway, that's enough from me. Thank you so much for tuning in and for watching yet another installment of It's Stumi Speaks. See you in the next episode. Like I said, I'm going to try be consistent. Please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, tell your people to tell their people to tell their people to come subscribe to my channel. Please engage, please share this video as much as you can. Let it reach everyone out there who is even intending or thinking about getting married, and hopefully we can have such conversations. I love you loads. See you next time.